Good afternoon, everyone. We're back for the final installment, part three of the Historically Black in Cyber Past, Present, and Future live stream. And for this episode, I am joined by the brilliant future in cyber herself, Angie Madden, as well as Lara Dawson, Monisha Bush, Alison Kim of our HBCU committee. And in today's discussion, we'll tackle the future by learning about Angie's discovery of cyber, her experience in our ICMCP Diversity Cyber Academy, and her goals upon completing our program. But before we get started, I'd like to first introduce myself, followed by Lara, Monisha, Allison, and of course, Angie. So if this is your first time joining us, welcome. I am Delisha Hodo. I serve as the undergraduate student advisor for SANS.edu, as well as the HBCU engagement and outreach coordinator for the SANS Diversity Task Force and HBCU committee. Now I'll let Lara take it away.
Hello, my name is Lara Dawson, and I am the curriculum marketing manager for the cybersecurity leadership and the cloud security curriculum at SANS.
Thank you, Lara. Monisha.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining. My name is Monisha Bush. I'm a part of the SSA product support team on the LMS side, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, Monisha. Allison.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alison Kim, and I'm part of the summit team here at SANS.
Awesome. Thank you. And now for the lady of the hour, Angie, would you mind sharing a little bit about yourself and providing us some background on your journey to cyber?
All right, surely, will do. I'm Angie. So glad to be here. My background, I used to be a crime scene investigator. I did that for several years. I started off in Las Vegas, then worked in Virginia, and then ended up in North Carolina. Additionally, I was a lab technician in Afghanistan, exploiting a whole bunch of explosive devices for fingerprints. And my last gig was as a forensics instructor on Fort Bragg, instructing the military on how to exploit and process items captured in a wartime environment. And when I was that instructor, that's when I got introduced to cyber and digital forensics, because they were taking computers and cell phones and ripping them and getting all this information. I'm like, man, that is so cool. But I'm on this crime scene path and y'all started like 10 years ago. So how am I supposed to start in this? So I was just like, you know what? That's something that they can do. I don't think I'm capable. I don't want to press the restart button, but I did. So I decided about a year ago that I was going to start learning about computers and IT. So I started from the basics. I started with the CompTIA A+, then I covered Network Plus material, then I covered Security Plus material, and then I got accepted into this academy. So now I'm learning all this other stuff, and my mind is blown.
That is so awesome. And so I'm going to safely assume that you majored in criminal justice.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Yeah, that's really dope because I actually minored in criminal justice. So it's just cool to see how you were able to tie the two together and say, oh, it does make sense for someone with a criminal justice background to dive into cyber because it's needed on the cyber crime side.
Right.
So I can't imagine trying to lift fingerprints from a bomb. So kudos to you. It takes a lot of guts. I'm sure it wasn't live, but still.
No, it was definitely triage, but yeah, it was good times. It was a good experience. It was a different environment. And every time I worked somewhere different, I picked up new techniques, new ways of thinking. And it was great. So I will never downplay that experience. I met a lot of good people too. So yeah, but now I'm trying to do something a little different, trying to switch it up. But I think, like you were saying, the criminal justice background and wanting to investigate, and that's always present. So I'm trying to do it in a digital sense now.
Right. That's dope. That's so important. And I'm so glad that you decided to take that leap of faith after it first kind of doubting yourself, saying it's too late for me, when we all know that it was not. So I'm thankful that you kind of stepped back and said, actually, let me go for it. And you got into our Diversity Cyber Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind kind of sharing to those out there who haven't heard of DCA, what your experience has been like, and how did you hear about the program?
Okay, so when I first started learning about computers and information technology, first thing you do, you start getting into groups on like Facebook or LinkedIn. And I can't even remember what I was searching for, initially in this, it was the Women in Cybersecurity group on Facebook. I was searching for something. And then I saw somebody say something about a Sands Academy. I was like, Sands Academy? Looking it up. I was like, oh, snap. Okay. All right. There's tons of options here. So I tried. So the first thing, I'll back up because the first thing I saw was the cyber workforce, and my permanent address is in Maryland. I move around a lot. My husband's in the military, but I claim Maryland. So I'm like, I'm gonna try to go for that. And I made it through most of the process, but I didn't get accepted. But then Beth Corcoran, she reached out to me. She's like, hey, there's another academy coming up and you should apply for it. I was like, okay, all right. And I did. Clearly, things worked out. And thus far, my experience has been amazing. I've learned so much. I've virtually met, because, COVID, through our Slack channel, I've met some awesome classmates that we've all tried to pick each other up because we all have different backgrounds, right? Some people have more IT backgrounds than others. So those who don't have an IT background, we kind of doubt ourselves at times. And they're like, no, man, you totally got this. So everybody's a cheerleader. My mentor, Donnie, hilarious and very supportive. Whenever I have questions, and trust and believe, I have many of them. He always answers them in a way that doesn't make me feel like I'm dumb. Because sometimes people have an apprehension about asking questions because they don't want to seem like they don't get it. But hey, I don't get it, and I need you to explain this to me because I want to get it for later on. But it's been a great process, lots of encouragement. One of my classmates, Bo, he encouraged me to do my first CTF. And at first I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I didn't know what I was doing, and that was okay. I had to embrace that. But if it wasn't for being in the setting, I don't think I would have challenged myself to be in that type of environment to do a CTF, where clearly I failed, but I failed forward. It makes me want to learn more so I can do better at the next one.
I think you just dropped the gem there. Fall forward for sure. And get back up again. Definitely. I appreciate that. It's just a crazy full circle moment. So I'm actually also in the Women in Cybersecurity Facebook group, and it might have been me that dropped the information about the academy. So that is so cool. I'm extremely smiling on the inside and the outside right now, knowing that just dropping that in there and just kind of letting it go, and you were able to stumble upon it and be here now with us. Right. So that is nothing
so thankful.
But a blessing. So it's great. And that's also why I was so excited to speak with you today, because I don't think a lot of folks know about the Diversity Cyber Academy. And we wanted to make sure that the superstars like you who are currently going through this academy know and have a voice to just share this opportunity with others and let them know, hey, we have various avenues to get you into cyber, and we want to make you aware that they exist and how they exist. So again, I'm just very thankful that you were able to join us for this live stream today and have you. And speaking of that, Monisha, what does it mean to you to be a part of these efforts with SANS to help diversify the field of cybersecurity?
Well, thank you, Delisha. Well, before I answer that question, I just want to thank Angie for kind of giving her story today, because, knowing the history and being able to view it from different perspectives is, in essence, why I joined this effort. You know what I'm saying? To kind of elevate the voices that we already have out there. It's very important for young children and people of color who don't really know which direction they're going to go to in life. So they're able to actually see, hey, I can do this. And if that doesn't work out, I can also do this. But so thank you for that, Angie. But really the main reason why, I wanted to be a part of these efforts is because I just feel like representation matters. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there is a massive shortage of cybersecurity professionals just in itself. So ensuring that there are the appropriate representations put in place. And I just think it's amazing to be a part of a group, be a part of a company that has the ability to put young individuals alike together and, power through these adversities. So I really just joined to advocate. I joined to create awareness. I have a lot of experience around outreach programs, and I think it's just very, very, very important to keep these communities, these communities out here a part of it, because it really does affect the communities, for them to know that these type of opportunities are available for their children in their communities. So that's kind of like the main reason why I look forward to working with you ladies in these efforts.
Definitely, we're happy to have you. And then Alison.
Yeah, I echo that. I think it's a privilege to be able to serve on this committee and the initiatives. So I want to give a quick shout out to Jen Santiago, who let me know about the efforts here, HBCU efforts at SANS. And as many of you know, she's someone who really advocates for diversity within some of the speakers. And to see the difference of that, just being intentional about it, makes me personally excited to also help in this effort to grow partnerships with HBCUs around the country and just create opportunities and support the mission that we have in front of us.
Yes, thank you, Alison. Definitely shout out to Jen if you're watching. And Lara.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm just so honored to be a part of this with these amazing women. Angie, you're just so impressive. So thank you for being here. I have always been one who roots for the underdog, and it's just, I always want to be helping people become better and do better. And my journey with SANS and cybersecurity started 21 years ago, and somebody believed in me as the female to get me into this industry, which I never thought I could do. And I want to help other women, and specifically people of color, who are far underrepresented in this industry. My dear friend, Fred Kirby, taught me a long time ago, we all put our pants on one leg at a time. And there's no reason that, everyone shouldn't have these opportunities. And seeing where SANS was 21 years ago and where it is now, and the efforts that they're putting in to really making this a more level playing field is so important to me. Hard things are hard, and they don't get easier by ignoring them. You just have to step in and do your best. And as Angie said, just fail forward. Just keep trying and keep trying. And so I'm so happy to be a part of this effort and a part of a company that really believes in doing the right thing.
Yes, I totally agree. Thank you all so much for that. And before we wrap up, that's a great segue to discuss what recommendations do you all have for those who want to get into cyber, or for those who wish to be allies and help serve in this space?
I'll start. For those who want to get into cyber, though it can be daunting, and it seems like you'll never learn enough information, you have to start somewhere, right? One thing that I do advocate is checking out your local library, because there's so many free resources. My biggest hang up was so my bank account, right? I don't know if I could spend all this money on all these certs and education, but my library has awesome resources, books, but also offers a free membership to Udemy, also free membership to LinkedIn Learning. So you can just start stocking up on those resources. Additionally, they had, it's called O'Reilly, a resource to every single technical book out there. So when you do want to study for your certs, right, you can use that as a resource to use multiple books as your resources to study and learn. So when I was doing the A+, I used O'Reilly to get, I think I had 4 CompTIA books that I was studying from, but I didn't have to come out of pocket for it, right? Because the resource was there. So start at your local library, and don't forget, you have to start somewhere. So I'm pretty sure the best time to start was years ago. The second best time to start is now. So you got to start.
I definitely agree with that, Angie. I'll respond next. I think that with anything that you want in life, you have to have passion. So I think if you have that passion and you have that drive and you have that capability, I think the only thing you need is the opportunity. So there, you add that together, you're going to be successful. And I think that's why it's important that we have these outreach programs, and we have, all of our efforts to kind of diversify is kind of creating those opportunities. So if you have the passion and the capability and the drive, then that's going to lead you most of the way anyways, so just keep going.
And I'll step in too. One of the things that I love about SANS is their real commitment to the community. And we understand that not everybody has the resources. It's no secret, our classes are not inexpensive. However, we have a tremendous amount of free resources. If you just go to sans.org/free, we have cheat sheets and posters and webcasts and blogs and white papers and hands-on workshops and community programs and free events. And we are constantly offering out to community as much as we can to support people to get a start, to find their interest. And with all the different curricula that we have, every single curricula also has individual content that is specific to that area of cybersecurity. And so for those who are new, I would just encourage you to just check out the different areas. Just like Angie, you don't have to have this technical background to enter cybersecurity. And there are so many different avenues. You don't have to be a coder, for example, to be in cybersecurity. So there's just a lot of different ways to enter and a lot of ways to become successful. And we just want to be here to help you along your journey.
Yeah. And I, like Angie was saying, she got encouraged to be part of a CTF, and kind of that opened up a world of cyber for her. So it might be too on the nose, but get involved in this CTF that's coming up. It's free. It's the best way for you to kind of gauge your interest and see what you might be interested in doing down the line. Like Laura said, there's so many disciplines within cyber, whether it's CIFR, cloud, management. There's just so many avenues that you can explore. So just get your feet wet and do the CTF and connect with others. Networking is a big thing. So yeah, and there's free summits available through SANS throughout the year, and they're virtual. So, pick one that interests you and just see what the topics are discussed, and again, gauge your interest.
Thank you all. And the one thing that I'll say is, for those of you who do not feel heard or haven't been heard in the past, and beating on the table and shaking the table and yelling and screaming, saying, hey, we're here and we deserve a chance at these opportunities, I want you to personally know that we hear you and that we are going to do everything in our power to make sure that you're not only heard, like at our BIPOC and Cloud Summit, but also that you feel represented at future summits coming up that we have that are virtually, as well as with our CTFs, like our HBCU CTF. And for those of you who didn't attend HBCUs, I also want you to know that we hear you and you feel heard, and that we do and will have opportunities for everyone, Black and brown and people of color, regardless of where you attended your college or university. So for those who are trying to get into cyber, for those who haven't felt heard, we hear you, I hear you, I respect you, I care about you, and we are doing everything in our power to diversify the field and to make sure that you feel a part of that. And with that, I just want to say thank you so much again for being a part of this final installment of the series. To those of you out there watching, the Diversity Cyber Academy applications are open now. So if you're interested in diving into the cyber security field and you want to get a crack at some free SANS certifications, then I definitely encourage you to apply by going to sans.org/DCA. And again, it's a 100% scholarship-based program, courtesy and in partnership with ICMCP. So definitely check that out. As well, don't forget to register and join us for one of our many free summits on Thursday, February 18th, our BIPOC and Cloud Summit. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have a lot of brilliant, Black, great people of color who will be speaking about cloud security and offering their expertise. So we really look forward to seeing you there. It's free to sign up, and it's not too late. And then finally, make sure that you join us, sign up, and compete in our Black History Month edition HBCU Cyber Range, kicking off this Friday through Monday. It's a 4-day self-paced event, so you can come and go as you please, complete for as many flags as you like, and we are giving away prizes. I know everyone likes free things, so we are providing free prizes to the top 3 winners of both the beginner and the intermediate track. So again, thank you, Angie. Thank you, team, HBCU committee, so much for joining us. Shout out again to Jen. She has been working extremely hard alongside Alison and the whole team that works on summits to diversify it. So if you are a person of color and you want to be represented, holla at me. Let me know. Message me, DM me, spam me. I don't really care. Let me know, and we will get you on one of our stages, because I want you on that stage. You deserve to be on that stage. And most importantly, stay historically Black in cyber. And thank you so much for joining us again. I hope y'all have a great rest of your week and Black History Month.
Thank you for having us, Delisha.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.